you what it's all about. Basically, DNewTech started back in 2010. My name is Tan Tran. I founded DNewTech, but the way I found it was I was invited to an event out in Ann Arbor, and when my buddy Doug Sung, he and his group of A2 Geeks, they have Ann Arbor DNewTech. And they got me to pitch there, and I saw the energy, the environment that was going on, the startup community being all embracing this type of networking. So nothing like that was going on with Detroit in 2010, so I decided to bring it out here. And then in Wayne State was where we started, and then eventually we decided to do something different from Ann Arbor DNewTech, and that was basically, well, we're going to have the 4 to 5 presenters whoever the entrepreneurs wanted to pitch their ideas. However, we also wanted to give them an opportunity to see Detroit. So we decided to do it at different locations in Detroit. We've been almost everywhere that you would consider co-working spaces, because we want the entrepreneurs to come out to either come out to work out in those areas or at least start their business out there. In addition, we've been in many locations. This is the first time we're in this location, in the Globe building. I want to say thank you very much to the Department of Natural Resources here. Let's give them a applause of a hand. This is a pretty cool gig here, and tonight we are sponsored by 2 fabulous organizations. One of them is Wisdom. Wisdom is basically an accelerator or incubator to help, and has accelerated programs to help startup communities and entrepreneurs to get their ideas to life, and with some fundings. And then also Invest Detroit here is another sponsor of ours, and they are a, what's your funds?
First Step Fund and Detroit Innovate Fund.
So First Step Fund and Detroit Innovation Fund. And again, they've funded a lot of the startup companies here, not only in the Metro Detroit area, but also around Michigan as well. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and introduce you to our MC. Normally, we meet every single week, for the first Wednesday of every month. And so next Wednesday, January 7th, we meet. It'll be at Tech Town. We normally have our MC, who is Shane, over there. This time he's going to be a participant. But today we brought someone very well known in the Detroit community, who's not only an Emmy award-winning meteorologist at WDIV, but also is huge in the startup community, in the tech field, and in addition, supporting a lot of us out here that that we came out to see. I want to introduce you to Andrew Humphrey.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. One more time. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. You all set? Yeah. Ready to hear some inspired ideas? Yes. Well, again, my name's Andrew Humphrey. Thank you very much for inviting me. Tran, thank you very much for inviting me. Where'd Tran go? Tran, oh, there you go. Thank you very much, Tran. Appreciate it. Once again, my name's Andrew Humphrey. I do weather and news on TV, if you still watch TV. WDIV, Local 4, right here in Detroit. In addition to doing weather, I also have Tech Time with Andrew Humphrey. When you have a chance, go and click on Detroit, look at some of my past stories, and look for future ones on Local 4 News. And this is a very exciting evening. I mean, you're going to hear from some fabulous startup businesses or people that have some really grand ideas, but just need a little bit of extra oomph to get off their feet. And that's why we have them judged, and that's why we offer them special prizes and give them that extra opportunity to go ahead and advance their idea into something more real, or if it's already real, even expand it into something bigger. Hang on for one sec. I like documenting stuff, being a journalist, well, journalist/meteorologist. Do me a favor. When I say take a picture, everyone please smile and wave. Okay, Glass. Take a picture. Smile and wave, everybody. Awesome. Let me do this. Okay, Glass. Share this with Twitter. Good, and it's going up. If you guys like, this is a good reminder. If you have your cell phone, if you have your mobile phones, mobile devices, just double check, make sure that they're on silent. While you're doing that, open up the Twitter app and follow me on Andrew Local 4. Always got to get that plug in. Can't have enough Twitter followers, right? Well, once again, let me put this down. I want to make sure I get through. Can you hold that water for me, please? Thanks. You're going to hear 6 pitches tonight from Detroit or Detroit area entrepreneurs, and you'll hear them in these 100-second rapid-fire pitches that are going to take place. Has anyone been to an event just like this? Anyone been to an event like this before? It looks like almost a minority, or maybe about half. So the half or majority who haven't been, this is really an exciting opportunity. Not only to hear these rapid-fire pitches, so they're easier to digest and easier to remember, but it's also more participatory. So this is not just a one-way conversation. What Tran loves to do with Kidpreneur and all of his events, and what Wisdom really fosters, and what DNR really fosters, is sort of a collaboration, having this be a collaborative effort. And that means interaction with the audience. That's why we have the opportunity with some of the forms that are on the table to have you guys vote on what you liked, and even some suggestions on how things can maybe be improved with a lot of the pitches that you hear. So make sure you go ahead and take part in that also, because at the end, there will be an audience favorite. Now we're going to hear from a few people who helped make this event possible. I want to make sure, Sheun, is he here? How do you pronounce your last name, sir?
Oh yeah, well.
Sheun?
Oh yeah, well.
Is here. He's going to speak for a couple of seconds. Everyone, please give a round of applause for Ken.
Wow. Good evening, everybody. Thank you for coming out this evening. We're really excited to just hear all these different ideas and business pitches. As Andrew said, my name is Sheun Oyewole. I work for Invest Detroit, working specifically for the First Step Fund and the Detroit Innovate Fund. The First Step Fund is a pre-seed, industry agnostic, $5 million fund where we do basically investments about $50,000, working with just area entrepreneurs. The Detroit Innovates are a larger fund where we're looking more at like Series A, Series B, and we do larger investments through that. More high-tech manufacturing, things of that nature. If you have any questions for me or anyone from Invest Detroit, Martin's in the back, so feel free to give him a holler as well. Grab us, take one of our business cards, and we'd love to stay in contact with you all.
All right, everyone please give a round of applause for Sheun. And speaking of staying in touch, Sheun, what's the URL for Invest Detroit?
It is investdetroit.com.
And what is the Twitter ID for Invest Detroit?
Detroit Innovate.
There you go. So make sure you follow them on Twitter. Make sure you go to their website also and stay in touch with Sheun. Let's give another round of applause to Sheun and Invest Detroit. And while we're at it, we got to thank our sponsors and our hosts. Please give a round of applause also to the DNR. Thank you very much for you and your staff for being such wonderful hosts. Give a round of applause also to Wisdom. And last but not least, once again, you already met him, and I'm sure most of you already know him, Tan Tran also, and his work that he does with Kidpreneur. Now, up next is Mr. Brendan Rice. Brendan Rice is from Wisdom, and he's got a couple of words for you. Ladies and gentlemen, Brendan Rice.
Thank you guys. Thank you all for coming out. I'll keep this short and sweet so we can get to what we're all here for, is to see the pitches. But again, Wisdom and Invest Detroit are really excited to help sponsor this event and help organize it. To give you a little background on Wisdom, we're a technology accelerator right downtown. Basically what we do is we try to provide early stage companies with the resources and the funds and the mentors and the network to help launch, fund, and grow their web and tech-based companies. We do that through a 3-month accelerator program where you apply, and if you get accepted, you get to work out of our office space, get access to our extensive network of mentors, get up to $125,000 of seed funding. So that's basically what we do, but we love to stay in touch with the entrepreneurial community here in Detroit, which is why we do events like this, why we encourage you to check out the events tab on our website, just wisdom.com, look for the events page, and follow us on Twitter, just @Wisdom. So thanks again for coming out, and let's get to these pitches as soon as possible.
Brendan, thank you very much. Right before we get to the pitches, we do want to introduce our judges who will be judging this evening. Mr. Brian Bosch, he's the co-founder of Turn Pro, a startup working on smarter ways for businesses to manage video content. Round of applause, please, to one of our judges, Brian Bosch. Did I pronounce that correctly, Brian?
It's Bochet.
Bochet. Brian Bochet, everybody. One more time. Next we have, let's tag team again. Sheun.
Oh yeah, well.
You just heard from him from Invest Detroit as an analyst, and also First Step Fund and Detroit Innovate Fund. Once again, a round of applause to Sheun. And last but not least, our third judge, you already met him also, Tan Tran, who is the founder of DNewTech and also Kidpreneur, an enrichment program for kids in entrepreneurship and technology where they all intersect. Round of applause to Mr. Tran, please. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the pitches. We are going to start the best business opportunity pitches this evening with Scott Gochi or Gosi?
Scosi.
Scosi, have we met before, Scott?
Scosi? It's Scosi.
Oh,
No, we haven't.
Gosi?
Yeah.
Okay, you know what? The reason why I asked that, there was someone who ran for the 14th district in Michigan with a similar last name, or maybe the same last name, Gosi.
There's only one other Scott Gosi, and
Yeah.
he's in Michigan, so it's kind of odd, actually.
Have you hooked up with him yet?
I have not. I don't want to make. If he's a clone of me, I don't want to know.
All right. Well, Mr. Gosi is presenting True Job. Everyone, Mr. Gosi.
Don't even. Whenever I'm ready. Hi, I'm Scott Gosi, and this is True Job. So I graduated in 2009 into one of the worst job markets that kind of ever happened. Unemployment was about 10%, and I had a degree in psychology. So needless to say, jobs weren't exactly flowing my way. But from that, I kind of got intimately involved with using job search sites, and what I found horrified me. Job search sites are terrible. They haven't innovated in the past 20 years, and even in the past 5 years since I've been kind of working towards this, they've been the same thing. This is just a screenshot from yesterday. And the reason they're terrible is because they focus on two things. They focus on job title and location. Now tell me, what's your job title? It could be a lot of things, right? It could be based on the company you're at. You could be the CEO of a one-person company or a very middle manager of a Fortune 500 company. It differs, but yet people use the same job title to mean different things. What about location? You might not work in Idaho, but if you're offered $1 million a year, maybe you might work in Idaho. So the fact that websites today only focus on these two things kind of blew my mind. And so back in 2009, I tried to build it. I only had a degree in psych, like I said, so my program experience was pretty bad. But I decided I wanted to work for it. So the next 4 years, I've spent jumping jobs, building my experience, so that way I could build the job website that I wanted today. And I think I've done it. So in the past 5 months, I've built a website called True Job. And this is what it is. True Job in a nutshell is not job searching anymore. You're not searching for jobs, it's job matching. Think of it kind of like Pandora. If you've used Pandora, what do? You put a song into it, and you get songs kind of playing immediately, and then you thumbs up and thumbs down, and you get better songs over time. True Job's the same way. You import your profile, and it gives you recommended jobs. And then based on your liking of certain attributes, you can get better job recommendations over time. So rather than kind of explain more, I want to do one of the worst things a presenter is supposed to do in doing a live demo. So I'm going to take a quick second here. Switch over to a tab. Go to truejob.com. So let me show you what I've built today. This is the True Job dashboard. I've already imported my profile, and you can see that I can basically rate a job posting 1 to 5 stars. So I'm going to rate this, 5 stars. But you can kind of do even more than that. You can basically favorite or block certain companies. You can favorite or block certain locations, and not only that location, but locations around that area. You can block job titles, and the best of all, you can basically just start highlighting words in the job. And you can make anything a tag, so that way you can favorite or block any piece of it. So if I want to make quick deadlines a word that I never want to see again, I can combine the words together, I click favorite, and it's a tag. And based on that, I get better job recommendations on my dashboard. You're not searching for things anymore, they're coming to you. So I'm rating all these tags about a job, and I can one-click apply. But above and beyond that, once an employer sees that I've applied for a job, he can do the same thing to me. He can take attributes about my resume and favorite or block any amount of them. And so the benefit becomes that you have job seekers rating job postings, employers rating job seekers, and a bunch of great analytics that come from it. So when you apply to a job, the employer can kind of rate you. And I've always been frustrated by the point that you never know why you didn't get a job. Well, after you apply a few times at TrueJob, not only will you know that your resume was viewed, but you'll know what keywords were blocked on your resume. So that way you can say to yourself, well, Rails, which is one of my fortes, has been blocked a lot more times than it's been favorited by employers. So maybe I should disclude that from my resume. And Rockstar, which I included, might not be the best word to use. So, and on the employer side, they get to see why their job posting isn't doing well. Before, all they could see was how many people viewed a job and from where. Now they can see what words they should include and not include in order to get the best things. But it goes even further. Say you hate the jobs on TrueJob and you want to have something very basic, a PDF resume. Well, you have a beautiful resume that you can share with anyone with TrueJob, but if you click this resume button, you get it in a PDF format as well. Kind of cool, right? Well, what if you could switch between styles on the fly? So that way you can literally take the profile that you filled out with you. And so this is just the beginning. You can buy more resumes, you can get detailed analytics as an employer job seeker. This is literally just the beginning. There's so much more I have to tell you. But
Literally just the beginning. All right, thanks.
Once again, Scott Dosey, everybody.
3 minutes of judge 2 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, you can do it.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to set up.
I have one. How do you plan to acquire customers? Because you're a two-sided marketplace, have to get employers. So what's your, I know you couldn't get to it, but.
So right now, I've only announced the website to 2 places online, Hacker News and Reddit. And it got to #1 on Hacker News that day, and #1 on Reddit on our startups, and it's the number 37 out of 10,000 on our startups for this year. So this thing has, I was really hoping it would take off, but if I would hate to say that I spent 4 years doing nothing. And the response has been amazing. I've gotten so many signups from that. I've already also got 6 or 7 employers on board to pay me for these analytics. So I'm already getting there. And that's just based off of 1,000 jobs that I've included with this database. There's only 1,000 jobs in here. Just imagine, and they're all based in Detroit as well. I wanted to build the Motor City. But just imagine what happens when you go throughout the United States.
How do you compile all those jobs?
Well, right now I manually scrape them, but I kind of have a ace in the hole here. I said I had 1,000, but I've actually spent the last day or so doing some manually things, so that way I got a button here that will take me from 1,000 job postings to not 10,000, not 100,000, to 1,000,000 job postings. So if I click done right now, it's done. There's 1,000,000 job postings now on TrueJob. We're gonna get there fast.
It took 4 years. What about your model regarding
The business model.
How are you going to make it?
So the business model makes a lot of sense in the sense that right now, employers want to know why their job postings aren't doing well. And they've been getting the most basic analytics or tops. You talk to Monster, they might give you a personalized consultant that will basically say, oh, well, maybe based on research, we can do this and this to improve your job posting, and then it'll cost like $1,000. Well, what if we gave you these analytics to the employers for a base cost, like a SaaS model, like X amount of dollars per month, and right now it's $100 a month. And from that, they get all these detailed analytics that they've never seen before that will help them build better job postings. And better job postings means better candidates. Better candidates means less money spent on bad candidates that you hire into your employee, into your company. And there's a lot of money lost that way. And so I think this is a great way to do it.
Interested to hear what's actually going on in the back end when you say that you're actually matching jobs as opposed to having people search for jobs. Mm-hmm. So what's going on in the back end so that you're actually creating the environment for people to be matched up to jobs that work for them?
So the idea basically is Pandora kind of built a recommendation-based music engine, if you will. And I built the same thing for jobs. The idea basically is there's machine learning algorithms that we can include, whether it's k-nearest neighbor algorithms, that kind of takes more users in order to kind of get to work well, or just artificial neural networks. We can build these so that way, just like how Netflix can recommend you movies based on what you've rated, I can recommend you jobs based on the same strategies. I'm doing that right now. And that's how you kind of get better jobs based on what you rate, what you star, things like that.
Great, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Scott Gosey. Other than being, so far, looks like one of the only 2 Goseys in Michigan that we know of so far. In case you want to meet up with him, I just want to say a couple of things about him. He co-organizes the Coffee House Coders Ann Arbor, which is a group dedicated to helping people code, grow, and develop their communities, also to help build entrepreneurship. He also works at Alpha Django, consultancy dedicated to building startups, who have built startups including previous Y Combinator company, and a company that was recently acquired by Edmunds. And last but not least, he also organizes A2 Startups, or Ann Arbor Startups Drinks in Ann Arbor, which is a spinoff of A2 DNewTech. So once again, everybody, round of applause for Mr. Scott Gosey. Next up, we have Mickey Katz. Where are you, sir?
Right here.
Come on up.
All right.
Well, as Mr. Katz is coming up, he is presenting Campus Commandos. Mr. Katz himself, he was once on a TV reality show. Wow, which one?
The Bachelor.
Really?
No.
He's got a sense of humor, as you can tell.
No, I was on a show on country music television.
Excellent. He's also bilingual, so English and what other
I
language?
speak Hebrew.
Awesome. He also lived on both the East and West Coast in the United States, also which means in New York, and also in San Francisco. Did you have one thing, sir?
Yeah, what is the logistics associated with these? Is someone going to be picking them up, or will you
Yes.
deliver them to the person? Or?
So at the end of the evening, you can see all the companies and presenters' names on that window. Right below their signs, there's folders with their names on it. Just go ahead and put those in their folders.
Thank you.
And we have enough slips for each presenter, is that right?
Yep.
If you happen to run out of slips at your table, I don't know, I'm kind of verbose sometimes. In case you run out of slips, just go ahead and raise your hand and we'll get some new slips to you if you need to later on this evening. Without further ado, everybody, Mickey Katz.
So, everybody raise your hand if you had an idea today. I would think everybody. That's why we're all here. Ideas bring people together. And as a matter of fact, this entire reason we're all pitching is different ideas. Now, in my opinion, ideas could be business opportunities. And ideas really start because there is a problem that needs to have a solution. And you can take it a step further and you can make it a business opportunity, or you can do nothing. In my industry, we found 2 problems. One, brands themselves are looking for quality college students. They're looking for students that are really engaged, and they're looking for them to take on marketing tasks. On the student side, they're looking for real resume experience. They're looking for a quick source of income, and they're looking for it to be done on their terms. My company is called Campus Commandos, and we market products and services on behalf of brands to college students, the 21-year-old demographic, 18 to 21, all over the United States. Now, what we found was that because of this problem, we need to create a solution. And we developed 2 different strategies. One is a mobile application that I'm going to walk you through, and the other is a communication dashboard for the brands. So this is both for iOS and for Android. Students will log in via Facebook. They're going to input their relevant information, their name, their school, the year that they go to school. They'll give us their phone number and their .edu so we can recognize that they're a college student. And they're going to answer a 15-question psychological profile that we developed with industrial organizational psychologists in Wayne State. This helps us actually qualify college students to be efficient enough to do work for brands. We talked about the fact that brands have a problem, they're not finding quality students. This helps us vet these students. They take the 15 questions and they actually go ahead and get rated. After all of that is completed, they're open into the marketplace. Students have the ability to take on different jobs on behalf of brands. When they select a job, they're going to see a detailed description of what the job is, what they can be compensated for, and then they can go in and actually prove some of their reporting. They have the ability to chat directly with the brand. They have the ability to take a photo or take video directly inside of the app. They have the ability to check into a location. Some companies have event-based tasks. They have the ability to do app downloads. A lot of our companies are interested in brands pushing apps out. So students will go on campus, they'll find out what their operating system is, iOS, Android, or Windows. They can also just send a URL. As you'll notice, they can text their friends the message. The other thing is students can take a survey, either by themselves or they can survey other people to do some data gathering. When the student feels that they've sufficiently answered all the information, They mark the job as done. Now the brand has the opportunity to view the information through our communication dashboard. This is some high-level information. They can take a look and see all of the jobs, how many jobs are pending, and how many students are working. They can create a job. What is the details of it? What is the start date, the end date? They can also add a photo or a logo relevant to the task. They can insert the requirements for the job that we showed you inside the student dashboard. Photo, video, survey, app link, check into a location. That's what the survey looks like. As you click over, you can create it. Now you can actually target schools. So every time a student downloads the app, their school becomes available. You can target by the state. We selected Michigan. You can see the schools in those markets. You can also select how many students you want to take that task, and you can decide what you're going to compensate them for their work. Once you feel that you're satisfied with all the information, when you hit confirm and publish, we're going to send the students an email, a text message, and a push notification to their phones. College kids are really, really well known for not paying attention, so we want to make sure that every single opportunity, with the exception of fax, gets sent to them. Once all the information goes through, this is your high level of what the job is. You can see the student's name, we use their photo from Facebook, and you can see their school. As the brand, you can chat directly with all of the students that have taken the job, or chat with them one at a time. When they have submitted their work, you're going to get an email saying, check out this person's job. You'll be able to review all of the students that completed work. You'll be able to take a look and download each individual report into a zip file. You can decide whether you will accept or you will reject that student. If you reject it, they'll get a message and an opportunity to continue their work. If you accept it, within 48 hours, they will get compensated. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much.
Question and answer?
What kind of traction have you gotten today?
We've actually had incredible traction. We have thousands of students.
Oh, sorry. We have incredible traction. We've had students from all over the United States. We're in over 45 states and over 150 universities right now. We already have a network of students that work with us on the agency side. We've funneled them into the app because they have the ability to take jobs faster. So there is incredible traction on the student side.
And then on the brand side?
We launched beta a few months ago. We are now open for brands right now. We have about 15 brands who have slowly put some jobs in. We have brands that are starting full out in January. To give you a quick idea, HP is one of our clients. They did a survey. In 15 seconds, the first student took the job. In 3 minutes, they completed the job. In 24 hours, 100 students took the work during Thanksgiving. So students are engaged even when they're not on campus.
So what stage are you at right now? Are you looking for funding, or where are you?
We are not looking for funding. We're in an opportunity right now where we just want people to know about the product. We work with a lot of startups. This is an opportunity for startups to broadcast their own product. We have companies that are either at a seed fund or very well funded that either want want students to try their product, give them some honest feedback, and this is an opportunity to let everybody know about the product.
So I can lead up question to that. If we were interested, is there APIs that you guys that we can integrate with?
We would connect you with our developers. I'm not really very well versed in what it is you're talking about. I know what APIs are, but I couldn't give you a good answer.
How large is the market size that you guys are targeting? And I guess, what is the scale of brands you all work with, and what is the sweet point for that brand?
Sure. We hit every different industry. We work directly with the food industry. We work with regular retail. We work with furniture industry. As far as where we're looking to scale, there are 4,000 universities in the United States. I would tell you it's impossible to keep everybody in America busy that goes to college. Our main concern is focusing on the universities that most brands want to target. And in the event that a brand wants to pick a school that we don't have students, it's very easy for us to seed those markets.
All right, Mickey Kemp,
Thank you.
everybody. All right, up next. Oh, you know what, first, where are we live streaming to? Are we doing it through Ustream or something else?
Well, we had system problems. We're not live streaming.
Oh, we're not? Oh, that's too bad. In the meantime, while we have only a slight break here, what's the Twitter ID for DNewTech? It's just DNewTech?
DNewTech.
So if you guys, if anyone here wants to tweet now live freely, go ahead and do that. Make sure you mention DNewTech. Is Bizdum's Twitter ID just Bizdum?
It is.
Twitter ID Bizdum. And please use the hashtag DNTPitchComp. DNT pitch comp for pitch competition.
Don't forget Invest Detroit, Innovate Detroit.
Detroit Innovate.
Detroit Innovate. That too.
Twitter ID, Detroit Innovate. What's Term Pro? Is it Term Pro?
It's Term Pro.
Term Pro with an E, not T-U-R-N, but T-E-R-N, Pro. All right, up next, we've got Stephen Sherman. Stephen? All right, as he comes up. Mr. Sherman is presenting Customer Discovery Ninja. A little bit about Stephen himself. He once summarized global energy consumption trends and problems in a 5-minute talk. Wow.
It was tough.
You must be a big hit at the UN then.
Not quite there yet.
Oh, okay. But I'm sure you would be with a shorter talk like that. That's great. He was also part of the inaugural and now defunct Master of Entrepreneurship program at the University of Michigan. He also ran the Detroit Marathon in under 3 hours.
5 years ago.
Yeah, back in 2009. Little asterisk there. All right. Without further ado, everybody, Mr. Stephen Sherman.
Hey everyone, I'm Steve from Customer Discovery Ninja, and we're helping lean founders validate the desirability of their new startup ideas. So I'm going to start with a quote. The number one reason startups fail is not because they fail to build what they set out to build, but because they spend too much time, money, and effort building the wrong problem. And you'll see this throughout the pitch and kind of the points we talk on. So I'm going to put you in the shoes of our customer. That is early stage startup founders, specifically at the idea stage, and our early adopters are those that are familiar with the works of customer discovery and lean startup. And most importantly, they know Steve Blank's customer discovery methodology, which says you need to get out of the building, validate you're solving a real problem by actually talking to your customers. Unfortunately, customer discovery usually looks something like this. It's startup founders going to the mall, bugging people that are trying to go about their day just to get interviews, or bugging friends and family, which are naturally biased, or what most startups do, which is turn to surveys, which is not true customer discovery. And we're here to solve that problem with Customer Discovery Ninja. We provide live, on-demand interviews for this customer discovery process. Just a little how it works. You type in who your customer segment is, and within a few minutes, we have a live call through your browser with a person that knows they're going to conduct a 10 to 15 minute interview with you. Sorry. And in the app, you can also ask questions, listen, and take notes. And your call is recorded so you can share with teammates, investors, and mentors. You're probably wondering who's calling. Well, on our back end, we have about 100,000 person pool of interviewees made up of U.S. consumers. But we can also get fairly specific. We even had one customer use the tool to interview students that are studying for a pilot's exam. And the value we provide is helping validate that you're solving a real problem so you can focus all of your effort in that and not waste time and money building something nobody wants. Our current revenue stream is to a SaaS model charging $20 per month, which includes 4 free interviews and then $5 an interview after that. A little bit about our team. I'm Steven. I'm in charge of customer development, and my co-founder is in charge of product development, who's also here. More importantly, we've worked together on 5 startup-y ideas and are definitely bro founders. But more importantly about our team and this idea is our story. We spent a half hour making a lean canvas to list out our riskiest business model hypotheses, and then systematically de-risk them, starting with 45 of our own customer discovery interviews with lean startup founders. After that, we launched a smoke test in which we pitched our solution on a simple landing page where we had over 150 signups with almost no marketing other than some of our immediate network. Then this is where we found our first customer with no product. We literally provided her value through email, and she even paid us, most importantly. Next, after this, we decided to make a very simple, alpha version where it was basically, okay, who do you want to talk to? We'll have them connect with you, and you can conduct your interview. And again, we had a few more customers pay us just a little bit more. Now we're at a beta stage where We built a few value-added features using the tool ourselves as well as our customers, and again, most importantly, they're paying us for it. Our next hypothesis we want to de-risk is a scalable channel. Currently, we're looking at business accelerators and startup weekend like boot camps to help us acquire customers at a more scalable level. This is still a big question mark for us as we haven't validated it, but with your help, we're hoping to do so. So our ask is help us either become or find our next 10 customers, and you can reach us at the links here, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
So lean startup is a huge thing. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, you too.
Lean startup is a huge thing. Who else is helping companies with their customer development through these type of software programs?
Mm-hmm. So the question was about lean startup is a huge kind of trend in the startup world. The immediate one that comes to mind is a company out of New York known as Javelin, and they're looking to take that lean startup thinking from startups of teams of 5 or less into the enterprise world. They wrote a book specifically called The Lean Enterprise. That's the first kind of trend that comes to mind that we could potentially leverage, but honestly we're so focused at this really early adopter stage that we haven't looked at enterprise too much.
I really like the idea because most of the startup community here, what they don't realize is you gotta go out and make sales. I mean, that's the first thing. If you can prove sales is there, then you have an idea that's worth talking about. What I was wondering is how, with your sales, you've got some traction. Have you proven that pricing model works? Have you feel that that's a legit model?
Yeah, so the question was about our pricing model. We have validated the $20 per month, which is roughly $5 an interview. We haven't quite optimized that, and we think we can charge more, especially if we get into the B2B market. The B2C, we're kind of going after the low-hanging fruit of people that are available. We worked with one consultant that does this type of work with customer discovery in Ann Arbor, and he estimated that between all the time and effort for a B2B interview, just getting the interview is worth $250 alone.
From your customers, based on the beta version that you're working with now, what has been the feedback, both negative and positive?
I guess I'll start with the negative. There is a little bit of a learning curve around our tool. You definitely have to find an early adopter at the moment because it's far from perfect. We did it very lean, just built the minimum feature sets. So there is a little bit of feedback and disconnect between like when interviews are coming in, but we think that's something that can be worked out and refined over time. It's just that we've been doing this for 2 months. And then the positive, I would say our traction speaks a lot for that. We had people paying us for the value even before we built anything. We have over 2,000 minutes of recorded interviews on the tool. My co-founder and I are using the tool ourselves because it solves a problem we had. I mentioned we've done 5 startups or new ideas, and we are very disciplined and hold true to this kind of customer discovery methodology. So we ran into the problem ourselves, and that's really kind of what sparked the idea.
All right, everybody, stay shredded. All right, let's give a round of applause to all 3 of our first pitches. And this is the point now we're going to take a 10-minute break while we go ahead and refresh ourselves a little bit, and then we'll get to some 100-second rapid-fire pitches. In the meantime, while we're taking this break, remember, go ahead and write down your comments. You got folders underneath the pitches that have already gone through, and if you feel free to tweet, @TermPro, @DNewTech, @Detroit Innovate, @Wisdom. And remember, food and drinks right over here to my right, your left. We'll see you in 10 minutes. Good to see you. Yeah, St. Andrews, yeah. And if I could get some volunteers to help folks find their seats once again. All right. So next up, right now, we are in for our rapid fire pitches. So I don't need to talk anymore, right, Brendan?
No, so the audience together, we're gonna count down each rapid fire pitch, so just start off the countdown and then we'll go from there.
Wait, what happens when we get, what do you mean count down? So like if there's 10 seconds left, we're going to go 10, 9,
No,
8?
we're going to go 3, 2, 1, and then we're going to start the timer. Yep.
Gotcha. All right.
He should start with the mic, though.
All right.
So he's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Figured that.
On the count of 3, start with me. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1.
All right, good evening. My name is Rick Lloyd, and I'm here to talk about Paraphrase. Paraphrase is an automatic translation app, kind of like Google Translate, but better. Unlike Google Translate, any text that you enter into Paraphrase does not get indexed or published in any search engines. That's right, Google Translate takes your text, your content, and it publishes it and puts it in a search engine. And that's not going to work for most companies. The need for confidentiality is the core feature that makes Paraphrase a better business tool than Google Translate. But we didn't stop there. Paraphrase can do more than just translate. Paraphrase is the only automatic translation app on the market that learns your words and phrases every time you translate a document or electronic file. Other Paraphrase features include formatting Word, PowerPoint, or InDesign files. And Paraphrase is a freemium business model. And based on over 2 years of customer discovery, we estimate that there's a market of 5 million to 10 million monthly users for an automatic translation app like Paraphrase. And I'm happy to demo Paraphrase for anyone tonight. You can open a free account at paraphrase.com. Thank you.
Head of the 100. No questions.
All right, everybody, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, hit it!
Hi, I'm Josh Quintel, and I'm the founder of FeelRank. And FeelRank is a discussion website where, much like other ones you probably already know of, users post, rank, and discuss links. But unlike those, I encourage users to rank based on how they feel about the content of the link rather than like an upvote, downvote for visibility. And I also encourage them to go and change the rank if their feelings on that issue change. There are no reposts on FeelRank. And for businesses, the value prop here is that they can take ownership of sites that are posted on there and see analytics about who has ranked it, what they're discussing. And also, other than demographics and analytics you'd come to expect, there's the rank history of that post and the discussions coinciding with them. So you've got kind of a barometer of public opinion and also the reasons why behind it. And I'm up here pitching to you guys because I'm in need of developers and UI UX people right now. I can't really shoulder the whole burden myself and would like to get a team together. So if you'd like to shoot me an email, it's jquintal, JQUINTAL at feelrank.com, or check out the site, or just talk to me tonight after this. Thanks.
It's the 50-second pitch. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, hit it!
Hi, I'm pitching SB today. It stands for Engage and Support Business Improvement today. And my goal is to start a presentation-based service where there's open-ended conversation after with employees and employers of companies. And I've been studying heart-based living and teaching you how your heart and your brain work together when you're coherent, in a coherent state. And basically, you got to teach yourself how to be personally coherent, and then you can lead to becoming socially coherent, and then eventually, Heart Math wants to attack global coherence. And you can contact me at ESBI Today on Facebook, or talk to me after, and I can give you a business card. Thank you.
All right, say your name.
My name's Vaughn Michael Brzezinski. Thank you.
All right, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hi, I'm Justin, and we have a new app called Trustify, and we're currently in private beta, and the reason we're here is to get the word out. We're looking for people to sign up at our site for a pending public launch announcement, and you can do that at our site, which is trustify.it. It's trustify.it. And what Trustify does is it gives people an easy and simple way to protect their intellectual property by embedding a trackable non-disclosure agreement, an NDA, directly into a shared document. What that means is we take your PDF with your awesome ideas or your PowerPoint with your awesome ideas, and we wrap a security blanket around it so no other eyes can get on it until their name is on the hook for it. Historically, NDAs are used on the back end as a safety net in case something goes south down the stretch. But we took a closer look at the overall UX of the situation like this, and really the NDA gets its power at the onset, at the front, because what an NDA does is it establishes an immediate bridge of trust between two parties so they can get off on a good foot and immediately get to work. And we all know how valuable time is in a competitive landscape. We constantly see a demonstrated user need for this, and that's where our value proposition exists. It saves time, saves money. We are looking for people to sign up. You can do that at trustify.it. We use cloud storage and chain of custody authentication. So all documents are portable, secure, and unique, and we made it super simple, super easy, and super cheap. So sign up at our site for the announcement, or come see myself or my partner Devin afterwards. We'll love to talk to you more about it. Thank you.
Detroit have its pitches down, or its pitch opportunities down, or what? This is amazing. I don't think you can find that anywhere in the country. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hey everyone, my name is Allison Piper. I'm going to talk to you about Connectrix. What that is it's connecting the electricity, or connecting the electrics. What that is I want to unify niche markets that are event-based. What I'm talking about, and just to give you kind of a little bit of focus, would say the electronic music industry. There's a huge disconnect for people who attend events and then post-event. You go home, you forget everything, and then all of those businesses you interact with, the people you interact with, there's nothing there. So what I did is I'm coming up with this idea of unifying it by two parts. One, the physical, you're there, you're interacting. It's a tag system. So you get a tag that you customize yourself online, and or you purchase it on site. It's got a identificational number. So you're trading those, you interact with people, you hand them out. Post-event, you have all these tags that you collected, and then you go online and you submit them on your site. What that does is it connects your profile. So it's a private social place where you can connect with people who have the same niche industry that you do, as well as businesses can connect with people. They can supply them with a, businesses can connect with people, and then it can take them to a promo page or whatnot, so you can have that trackable data of who you're interacting with on site at every single event, where they're located. It's all geo-tracked. What I'm looking for is developers, and then also mentors. If anyone's interested, I would love to talk to you. Thanks.
Oh. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, did you know that of 155 chambers of commerce in Michigan, less than half of them have an online membership sign-up form? And of those 50% that do, only, 30% of them actually take online payments? So we're Gears of Automation, we're here to change that. We build components for website automation. And what that does is allows these chambers of commerce to go on, and they can put the components on their websites, and then they can get the memberships, analytics, all the stuff with there. We start in December, and we have our alpha in January, followed by launch in March, hopefully. And between us, we have 15 years of experience. What? Okay, fine.
I got a minute left. So, long story short, we do membership tracking. We are also aiming at nonprofits. I'm a board member of a Michigan nonprofit, and I discovered that we have a ton of trouble tracking membership. I have 600 people in a spreadsheet, and I don't know which of them are actually paying. I don't know which of them are actually giving me money. So we decided to start up this largely because I blackmailed him and he loves projects. And I have other friends who also run nonprofits, and they have the exact same problem. So now we've grown it to the point where we're looking for organizations that have the same kind of membership tracking problem. And if any of you have an organization like this one, for example, where you have a ton of people and you don't really know how to keep track of them, or 40 people, sorry, find me afterwards, because we're definitely looking for more users besides the 3 or 4 groups that we've got right now when we head into Alpha January. Thanks, bye.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hi, my name is Jim Ward. I'm here to talk to you a little bit about veterinary pricing and how pet owners can actually get that information. And today, the total U.S. pet industry expenditures in 2013 was $55.72 billion, with $15.25 billion spent just alone on veterinary pricing. Today, the veterinary pricing, we're going to provide value to the pet owners as well as to the veterinarians by partnering with them. And really, we're going to create an environment that's not existent today. Currently, there is no tool for pet owners to actually find and compare veterinarians based on pricing and reviews side by side. There's really only a vet website that's individualized, and they don't put pricing on there. So we're going to create a marketplace. And the value to the pet owners is getting a free service that provides specific clinics based on your pet's needs. You're going to get requirements, and then you're going to find it based on location and availability of the pet, or of the vets. We also have a side-by-side comparison that includes customer reviews, certified pricing input from the pet, or from the veterinarians, and then getting the experience and also other accolades from that vet. You can find coupons and discounts to help reduce the overall cost, and again, making appointments online with any vet partner. Phase 2 might include e-commerce shopping, and our value to the vets is a free advertising platform helping reduce their overall communication spend per year, customer tracking, which is their most important asset right now that they're really missing, which will improve their client retention. And vets have a full control of their pricing, appointments, and account info, which leads us to the first revenue stream, which would be really a revenue share. So they don't have to pay a dime until we deliver them a customer. That's our revenue share, and we think there's enough pet owners within the United States that will actually improve this market. Our other revenue streams would include pay-per-click advertising, would also look at selling data, coupon advertising, and membership fees.
We'll start first one. All right, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hi, my name's Dave Bushmo. I'm going to tell you about the Go for Drinks app. Anybody here like to go for drinks weekend after work? All right. Anybody a craft beer person? So you ever notice until you go to the bar or restaurant, you don't really know their drink menu and their prices. Or if you have a favorite drink, you don't know where it's being served. Craft beers, they don't distribute to all the bars in the location. So our app, the Go for Drinks app, is going to solve that problem. Our team of 4 is finishing up the 8-week Android boot camp right now at Grand Circus. Shout out to them, great place to learn. And this is our final project. So we've been working our last 2 weeks on this, and we're hoping to get some feedback. We'll be launching into a private beta at the end of the week. And if you'd like to find out or give us feedback about this, I'd love to hear it. Or you can go to our website, gofordrinksapp.com, and sign up for updates. Thanks.
Is it for the number or for the word?
For the word. Gofordrinksapp.com.
All right, and last but not least, 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1, go!
Hi, I'm Jack Dean. I'm working on a project called SnapWatt. At SnapWatt, our target customers are low-income families that pay their utility bills at their home. Low-income families have an especially high cost when it comes to energy bills. They pay about double their income percentage as any other income demographic does. They also have this problem with unexpectedly high utility bills. If you think about the way you use energy, you spend it throughout the month, and then you don't get a bill till 2 weeks later, and then you have to pay it. So the feedback on how much you're using is about 6 weeks late. And this can present a problem when you get an unexpected bill and your cash flow is already tight. For example, a woman we spoke to in Cleveland named Andrea is an elderly woman, and when her bill was too high, she ended up having to take her prescription, just half the dose, for a longer time so that she could avoid filling her prescription again. And this is a huge problem. The bill was only $15 more than she expected. So our solution is a text message every week to tell you how much energy you've used and a quick tip on how you can reduce it. Text messages have a 98% open rate, which means we can reach people without fancy multi-platform apps or even having to force the consumer to look into the app. It's more like a notification. And we're giving much better feedback than those 6-week-old bills that you get in the mail. So to date, we've done about 35 customer discovery interviews, and we're looking to do about 100 within the next couple of weeks. And from there, we're going to do a couple of experiments to test out our other hypothesis. What I'm looking for from you guys is contacts for community leaders in the low-income communities for us to interview and see how we can better solve this problem. Thanks.
What's the best way to contact you?
My name's Jack Dean. It's jpdean333@gmail.com.
All right. And one more hearty round of applause for all of our 100-second pitch presenters. Good job. Folks from New York, Singapore, Ramstein should come here and learn how to do pitches so efficiently, right? All right, we're going to take another quick break. Right before we do, I just want to give you a reminder. There should still be forms on each of the round tables for the rest of the, what's left over, the 3 remaining pitches of the 6 in this competition. We also have folders underneath each name in case you want to turn in some of your comments or suggestions right now. And is that it, or do you want to talk about the Post-its? Oh no, we're doing the Post-it thing. There's a special surprise at the very end. Thanks a lot, Brenda. I'm glad I asked you first. I didn't want to give it away. In the meantime, let's take a 5-minute break, and then we'll ask you to come back to your seats. Very much. Let's go ahead back to our seats.
There'll be more networking.
A reminder, of course, there'll be more networking after all the presentations are over with. All right. So now we're going to kick off the best community building idea pitches with Devin Hasselwood. Devin, where are you? Come on up, sir. Devin Hasselwood will be presenting Detroit Moves Me. And a little bit about Devin. He built a computerized beer brewing system in his basement. Who hasn't? I'm just kidding. He did that, which is still quite in the comments. Give someone really likes that. Give him some applause for that, right? This year he was National Homebrew Competition finalist, and he loves real film cameras, not these digital ones like this one here. A reminder to all the presenters, you'll be getting a countdown toward the end of your pitches, one hand signal for 3 minutes and a final hand signal for 1 minute. All right, without further ado, Mr. Devin Hasselwood, everybody.
All right. My name's Devin Hazelwood, actually.
Devin Hazelwood, everybody.
No. What I'm going to present to you here is Detroit Moves Me, and what we're doing is we're providing real-time information for users of public transportation. And public transportation is incredibly important to communities. Without it, people can't go to work, people can't have jobs, and people can't go to school and go shopping and things like that. It's also very important to the economy. This one item up here is that $66 billion in business sales are generated each year because of public transportation and the ability of people to be able to go out and do what they need to do. Also, for public transportation, every $10 million that people invest, that the public invests, comes back with a $30 million in increased business sales for the private sector. But the interface for it sucks. The problem is that buses don't always show up on time, and there's nothing worse than waiting for a bus and not knowing when it's going to come or if it's going to come. And we really believe that transportation should be very convenient and very accessible for everyone. But one of the problems with is public transportation is public. So tech costs money, and transit agencies are not tech companies. There's really no regional transit solution in this area. DDOT has some solutions, SMART has other ones, but they don't work together in the real-time fashion. So, fortunately, there's a movement for opening up this real-time information to third-party developers like us. And there's a couple interfaces for it, and there's a bunch of open source things that let you allow you to build transportation-based applications and other things. So what did we do? So we got together and we built what we believe is a world-class user interface for real-time public transportation information, which is available across all mobile platforms and is integrated across the regional transportation agencies. One of the things by us not being a public agency like DDOT or SMART is that we can take those public data sets that they give us and we can combine them and then have so that people's trips can be planned across the two systems without having any issues there. Also, because we're not a public place like one of those, is that when things like the M1 light rail and other privately funded mass transportation things come to Detroit, we'll be able to integrate that with our system and not have any bureaucracy. So here is some screenshots of our system, and as you can see, it's very simple, very fast interface, providing real-time information about routes, about when the bus is going to get there, and schedules. Now this is all very basic things that other apps kind of provide in some ways, but we're also adding a couple other things. We're doing push notifications so that you know when your bus is going to get there, and then also a share my route type thing so that you can inform your employees or your employers or your family when you're going to get to where you believe you're going to go. Now, this stuff is not free. Tech costs money. So what we're doing is we're basically going and looking to form partnerships with businesses so that we can provide media buys so that they can then go and have very targeted campaigns, things like incentives, opportunities that they can give for employment or other things like that, or just targeted promotions, things like that. So in an average transit city like Detroit, just a third of the ridership would equal 20 million views annually. There's 160,000 bus rides every day in the city of Detroit, or in Metro Detroit. So not only are we giving people tools to run their days more efficiently, but we're also creating a market for partnered media buys that don't exist yet. But this isn't just a Detroit problem. The system is built from the ground up, so it makes it very easy for us to add other communities. And if you take a look on the slide here, there's over 10 million bus rides per day in the United States. So that's a lot of opportunity for, you know, all sorts of
Question and answer?
Have you looked at any other models in different regions or states that may be doing something similar, or is this all in the
I have. There's some stuff with like there's a couple companies that are partnering with Uber to be able to go and say, hey, here's the public transportation, why don't you take an Uber? But they don't have that regional targeted idea that we're kind of going with.
I love the idea. I mean, I think yours is like the third transportation idea for the social entrepreneurship aspect of it. And I wish we had that in our school district because we're always waiting for the bus at our stop. But in regards to how you plan to integrate with the Michigan rail that's coming out of Detroit, how's that going to work out? Have you thought of, because that seems to be something that's big in Detroit.
Yeah, exactly. And what we would do is work with them and find what their published endpoints are, and then integrate with the application so that their information about, you know, their leave, you know, when their trains are leaving, when they're coming, stuff like that, we'd be able to go and then integrate with the app.
Is that something they share with you?
Pretty much every public regional transportation in this area shares with it. If not, then that would be a discussion we probably could have with them.
Okay.
How difficult is it for you to assemble all this information and integrate with the app? So if a bus schedule changes, are there APIs out there you can integrate?
Exactly. There's APIs. There's also open source frameworks around it using those APIs. Google has been a really big push for transit data and real-time transit data, and they've really been pushing this type of stuff so that these data sets get opened up so anyone can build these types of applications.
How much time do we have? I'd love to hear where you are, where your traction is right now.
Right now, we have a proof of concept. We're looking for funding to be able to take this to the next level.
All right, everybody. Mr. Devin Hazelwood. Thank you very much, Devin. Up next, we have Reed Bennett. Reed, are you here?
I am.
Is it Bennett or Benet?
You know what? I've given up. Just say Benet.
That's what I thought.
I will believe one N and one T.
I didn't see an accent on one of the E's, so I just went with Bennett. All right, Reed Bennett. A little bit about Reed. Valor Villages, USA. Let's see. This is an interesting intro. Having one eye go bad first, he wore a monocle. Trying to bring monocles back, everybody. He wore a monocle to his college classes until he lost it during a wild trip to Boston. I don't know if he's going to get into that wild trip during this presentation because of time limits. But ask him afterwards. He was in the Marine Corps as a Marine Corps captain. Thank you very much for your service, sir. Let's see. He's met his wife Jacqueline while in the Marine Corps. And on their first date, her Marine Corps Lieutenant Colonel father, did he command you?
No. But
Okay. Was cleaning his pistol collection. That's a good way. That's a good way to be dad for the first time, right? Or future father-in-law. Also, unfortunately, he was on his honeymoon from hell. In 4 months, he and his wife hiked an entire 2,138 miles of the Appalachian Trail. Wow. And you're still married.
barely.
Thank goes we're not live streaming, right? All right, everybody read Binet.
So my systems architect's in the back, and he told me he's not meeting with me on Thursday if I don't do well. But I also got to tell you he's worth what I pay him, which is absolutely nothing. So 3 years from now, if I achieve what I'm trying to achieve, we will go public as a hybrid mortgage equity REIT. And the interim effort to get there, plus an intermediate liquidity, is a Zillow.com for the 2 to 4 unit residential space, which sounds weird, but hopefully I will tell you why it isn't, and I'm sure I'm going to run over because how do you say this?
Quickly.
So, in a sense, the problem is a lack of demand for the 20 to 40 square miles of vacant and abandoned Detroit and the rest of the decayed urban core. And instead of supply, which everybody's on the supply side in the $50 trillion real estate business, what's needed is industrial strength demand, demand, demand. And the secret sauce is that there's 24 million vets out there, plus a lot of them throughout the area. We're 10% of the adult population. And 89% of us are not using a VA loan guarantee, which is up to, in Michigan, $417,000, no money down. And that can be used for resident landlordship in 2 to 4 unit income producing properties. So, just the highest level guarantees safety and a superior financial product, because these things can go into Ginnie Mae mortgage-backed securities, which is a $5.7 trillion underserved market, if you want to call it that. And what we do is connect an $8.6 trillion demand that nobody recognizes with Wall Street. And so I think if Wall Street's salivating about Detroit, that's going to be the solution. My tactics are, with some of the apps in this room, to find the vets, educate them to the opportunity, partner with lenders to pre-qualify and underwrite, such as hint, hint, Quicken Loans. With partner developers, sell or better pre-sell in bulk, surging military vets and politically organize the vets. And the mission, again, is to surge these vets into Detroit. I'm sorry to say, we come armed, and bring fundamental safety, which I think is the primary driver of a turnaround of Detroit. Anybody from Quicken Loans or Bizdom? Hint, hint. Can you turn this down? Market differentiation and societal kudos. More loans, bigger loans, more profitable loans, purchase versus refi loans, safer loans, Ginnie Mae mortgage-backed security loans, Detroit and Cleveland nexus, because we've got plenty empty Detroit and Cleveland. Again, as I said, an $8.6 trillion untapped market, which you won't get the whole thing, but it's not a bad place to start. So again, as I said, the interim liquidity and the bootstrap to kind of get their model is a Zillow.com for the 2 to 4 unit space. Phase 1 to match this $8.6 trillion of buying power with the existing 3.7 million 2 to 4 unit properties that are out there. It's just Zillow. It's not that complicated. Systems architect, why do you keep arguing with me? Phase 2, probably because of what I pay him. Phase 2 was facilitate a 2 to 4 unit build-to-suits. And phase 3 is crowd buy. There's 17 million missing residences out there because of the Great Recession. And this is the industrial strength demand, demand, demand to go after it. And then do a material and scalable on-the-ground proof of concept I'm getting the most traction, unfortunately, in St. Louis and everywhere else but Detroit. I keep jumping up and down and foaming at the mouth. I'm going to headquarters wherever I get funded. Please help me. And again, our liquidities, the interim is selling off to Zillow or Move Inc., which was just bought by Rupert Murdoch, and then this 3-year IPO. So that's about it. I'm just going to stop before we go any farther.
Questions?
Silent.
So I guess, what would be tangible next steps for you to achieve this goal? Like, what would you have to do to complete or create this valuability as you had said?
So the scale, I mean, the internet does this. And what I want to do is connect and be arms merchant at the war, not change anybody's business model and charge them no more than anybody's being charged now, and actually let everybody else do the work. And that is to be through the website, be an intermediary between the vets, the local market savvy developers, the lenders, the real estate brokers and agents, the investors, and Wall Street. So my systems architect, if we will be there on Thursday, we're talking about how we get up a Zillow.com, and then we go to a specific on-the-ground proof of concept, such as in St. Louis right now, unfortunately in the lead, and just build it up from the ground up. You know, first 10 vets and 20 vets, and then, you know, phase 1 for that developer, and then go after his 5,000 residents and 5 million square feet of mixed-use commercial. So it's a website. Systems architect.
So you talk about a lot about the vets. I didn't get if you're going to be a nonprofit or a for-profit type of.
Screamingly for-profit.
Okay.
But hopefully philanthropic capitalist fix what everybody else hasn't been able to fix in 50 to 70 years.
Okay,
No hubris there.
So because of that, how's your revenue model going?
So revenue for the website is just like Zillow. It's advertising and subscriptions, mostly from real estate agents and brokers. And then there's a whole slew of intermediary revenues, which I could show you on one of the slides. But ultimately, as the public hybrid mortgage equity REIT, it's construction loans, it's equity investing, it's lending, commercial, and ultimately it's facilitating the creation of these Ginnie Mae mortgage-backed securities. That's actually what this is all about.
I use Zillow for my property here in Detroit, and as far as I know, I don't pay a dime. I mean, how are you going to make money on that?
You're not the real estate agent or broker. That's who's paying. They've got $220 million in revenue and a $5 billion market cap. The PDs are pretty good. If you saw Lending Club that just came out at 50x PDE on 2007 estimated earnings. I want some of that.
Doesn't everybody?
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, that was Reed Benet. And now, last but not least, we have Mr. Eric Westland. Mr. Westland? Did I get that right, Mr. Westland?
Yeah.
Good. 1 out of 6. Very good, Andrew. All right, a little bit about Eric. Eric is presenting Gathered. He loves cooking and taking cooking classes all over the world, including Rome, Phuket, Thailand, and Beijing, China. His favorite recreational sport is dodgeball, and he captains a team every Thursday night. Out of where, Novi or what?
Lansing area.
The Lansing area. And he has a wolf hybrid for a pet.
Whoa. Wow.
So on that note, Eric Westland, everybody.
Can you guys see all right?
No.
No? I'm just going to jump back here a little bit. I'm Eric Wessel. I'm here to present Gathered. But first I want to talk about community. Community is what we have right here. A group of people aligned and brought together by similar interests. And so what really strengthens a community is those interpersonal relations between people, those friendships that we acquire over time. So that's one of the reasons we created Gathered. So we have two problems that we're solving. The first one is that it's difficult to connect socially around topics that interest you. with other people, whether it be conferences, charitable events, during game day, or simply like tonight on a Tuesday. Our second problem is businesses and marketers alike have a difficult time tracking how effective their advertising spend is. The current solution to track attribution require obscene amounts of energy and time to manage. So we're trying to solve two problems at the same time. We decided to pursue one small segment, not that small, the conference and events market, which currently in the United States is about 225 million attendees with 18.5 million exhibitors, and they contribute $30 billion a year annually to the food and dining industries around this country, just this country. So our solution is Gather, and allows people to quickly and easily discover gatherings of common interests and events. So from a consumer standpoint, you can create and consume and find events. It allows businesses to easily promote their venues to organizers, and allows organizers to easily promote their gatherings to people who might be interested in them. So we built a solution over a 54-hour period called Startup Weekend. We pushed out this prototype. We've been kind of playing around with it since. We decided to go with a mobile-first, web-friendly viewing for users on the go. Also leveraging the capabilities of mobile, specifically for location awareness and also for better analytics. And we streamline the workflow so you can quickly create events for gatherings. For example, about 2 minutes ago, I created an event in 30 seconds. I'll share that with you in a few minutes. Our team, vastly diversified, designers, developers, marketers. We have over 40 years of development experience with software. We have 3 ways we're planning on making money. The first and all is businesses can promote their venues through a monthly, yearly subscription, the same way that Yelp does. Organizers can pay and promote their gatherings to our user base. Oops. And exhibitors can pay for extra visibility on both gathering detail pages in the topic listings. So our marketing strategy right now is to target large local conferences and events, approach businesses around large conferences and venues. So namely Cobo Hall. We look at businesses and venues around there that might want to attract ad hoc gatherings. And then also contact vendors from selected conferences about sponsorship opportunities. Our competitive landscape, we're looking at Eventbrite, Lanyard, Meetup, Quick Mobile, and Plancast. And we never see these as direct competitors, but more as indirect competitors. We're in the same space as them, but we're not competing head to head. So our advantages, we see 3 main advantages. First of all, frictionless event creation and discovery. You can create an event in 30 seconds. There's no sign-up process required, and you can share this out through social media. We leverage existing social networks and events to the fullest extent. You can send this out through Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and people can easily find it and access it. We also have unparalleled analytics and insight into social advertising spend. We can let businesses know exactly how many people show up based on their advertising dollar. No one else can do that. So we surveyed well over 100 customers and potential users. We also talked to businesses and restaurant owners. And we found that an overwhelming majority of them said this is something that they want, that they have a difficult time connecting with people at conferences outside of the actual conference. Good catch, by the way. So Jordan Drew, the owner of Mac and Melt, a franchise out in New York City, he said he would pay big money to see how effective his social advertising spend is. 1 minute left. Excellent. So we are Gathered.co, and if you want to, you can go over to Twitter and you can follow us on Gathered. And so I'm going to pull up Twitter right here. And I'm just going to retweet an event I created a couple minutes ago. And so this is just kind of showing what we built. I wish I could show it up here. But basically it shows you the location where it is, gives you directions if you want to. You can see who's going. You can join the event. You can share it out. Basically do everything you need to connect with other people of similar interests. So this is Gathered, and we're on a mission to make social networking more social.
And Q&A.
About how many customers would you need, I guess, in a year for you guys to break even? Or how many customers in total would you need to break even?
That's a very good question. Right now we're still kind of in the prototyping stage. We plan on launching officially in March. Obviously we're we have 3 different revenue models, and we decided to focus on 2 primarily. One is the promoting the gatherings and also allowing businesses and venues to promote those. I would say break even, gosh. It'd be nice if we had like 200,000 monthly active users from a consumption standpoint, and then maybe a few hundred businesses would be nice.
what about how you plan? What's your plan now? Are you looking for funding? Are you looking for development?
So this moment right now, we're not looking for funding. We're just kind of reaching out to the community. So we have a great freaking team, and we're doing gangbusters right now. And we're kind of iterating on the idea, planning on launching very hard in March, and then going out from there. At that point, maybe raising funding after we get some initial traction.
So how exactly would Detroit Beer Co. spend money with you? What exactly are they doing to
So a similar model as Yelp. So we talked with some restaurant owners, and some people really like Yelp, some people hate Yelp. One example, Jordan said he spends $200 a month on Yelp just to have a prime listing up there. So for example, we would sign up businesses and they could say, hey, we want to promote our venue to gathering organizers. And so when you're creating a gathering, you would see a listing of venues around you, and that would be highlighted. And then those businesses, they would get detailed analytics on how many people saw that advertisement, how many people created events, and exactly how many people showed up at their venue as a result of those events and gatherings.
Is there a way to do private events?
We do plan on incorporating private events.
All right.
All right, thanks.
Thank you very much, Eric. Let's give a round of applause to all 6 of our pitchers for the evening. Another round of applause, please, for our 3 judges: Brian Gaucher, Tom Cram, Shayun Oyewore. All right. This is where the 3 judges go ahead and tabulate their votes, but it's also an opportunity for all of you to vote and give your feedback as well. Whether it's on the actual ideas, whether there are any improvements you can think of, any ways you'd like to maybe even not necessarily volunteer, but how you can also pitch in and maybe help some of the pitchers that we just heard from this evening. Please go ahead and write those down on the slips of paper that you have at your table. Mr. Timekeeper, can you help me with the show and tell over here by each of the folders? Can you help me right now?
Yeah.
Okay, if you don't mind, because I want to point out, we got the folders over here, and there's some other items. Yeah, thanks a lot. What's your name, sir?
Matthew.
Round of applause for Matthew, everyone. Not only are the judges going to vote, but you have a chance to vote as well with those sticky notes. Underneath each name of the person who pitched is a stack of sticky notes. You don't have to write your name on them. You can vote anonymously, but if you like their pitch, put a sticky note underneath their name. That's how we'll find out at the end of the evening, in a very short time here, who the audience favorite was. Matthew, thank you very much.
And an important note on that, only 1 vote for each person. Please, we're using the honor system here. Just take 1 sticky note, put it under 1 company. Trusting you guys to do that. Just 1 sticky note.
And I know we've already heard a lot this evening, so let's go through a little refresher here. Scott Gosey, are you still here? Please stand up so everyone sees you. Scott Gosey, once again, was True Job. Get this right. Mickey Katz, where are you? Please stand up, sir. Mickey Katz with Campus Commandos. Our third presenter was Stephen Sherman. Where are you, Stephen? Stephen Sherman with Customer Discovery Ninja. Devin Hazelwood with Detroit Moves Me. Louis Benet, Ballard Villages USA. And last but not least, Eric Westland gathered. So those audience members that feel inclined, please feel free to go up to the glass there underneath each name. Go ahead and put your sticky note up. Sir, did you have a question in the back?
Oh yeah, was it 1 vote per person or 1 vote per company?
1 vote per person.
Yes.
You get 1 sticky note. Each one of you gets 1 sticky note.
Exactly. Each audience member gets 1 vote.
We'll be back in 10.
And we'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks to everyone who voted, and of course, once again, thanks to our 3 judges. All right, if I can have, from our first category, Best Business Opportunity Track, Mr. Steve Gosey from True Job, come on up. Mr. Mickey Katz.
was Scott, by the way.
What? Scott. Did I say Steve?
You said Steve.
Sorry about that. Scott Gosey, thank you very much. Mickey Katz from Campus Commandos, please come on up. And Mr. Steve Sherman from Customer Delivery Ninja.
Discovery.
It's been a long day and long night. Sorry about that. You know, when you when you schedule what I have. I can't remember. When you schedule what, an elementary school visit and then business luncheon and then this, might be a little bit too much. Thank you very much for the correction, sir. Oh, also want to give a shout out to Roger Rail. R2V, he's been doing the videography for us. So please give Roger a round of applause. Doing the videography and also one of the sponsors here at this pitch event that we have here. All right, so judges, who has the results? What we're going to do first, Mr. Shuen, what we're going to do first, or Shuen, what we're going to do first is announce the 2 runners up.
Okay. So the 2 runner-up will be Customer Discovery Ninja, as well as Campus Commando.
Congratulations to our runners-up. Give them a round of applause. And congratulations to Scott Gosey, our winner of the Best Business Opportunity Track. Thank you very much. Congratulations again, Scott Gosey. But I'm curious, what's in the bag?
Oh, just all sorts of Detroit local goodies.
Thousands of dollars.
Thousands of just a bag full of cash.
What's in the top?
Job resume. Can you just help me?
Steve Sherman, what's in the box? The consolation prize. For the runners up.
Oh, it's a notebook.
What is it?
Okay, so that's not bad.
I don't know. Right here.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
A nice leather-bound journal. Congratulations. Leather-bound journal and schedule. Excellent.
And it doesn't crash.
Like I said, we go old school here. We got the wire here, and we're going back to paper. Love it. All right. Best Community Building Idea Track. May I please have Mr. Devin Hazelwood come on up. Detroit Moves Me. Give him a round of applause. Mr. Reed Benet, Valor Villages USA, please come on up. Last but not least, Mr. Eric Westland, please come on up. Gathered. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck to all 3 of you. And we have 2 runners up.
Yeah, so the first runner-up will be Gathered.
Congratulations, Gathered. Eric Westland.
Second runner-up, Valor Village, USA.
Valor Village, USA. Reed Benet, congratulations. And that leaves Devin Hazelwood, our grand prize winner, Best Community Building Idea Track. Devin Hazelwood, Detroit Moves Me. Congratulations, sir. Ah, good. Another help, along with the judges' notes to help you continue your business. Congratulations to all 3 of our contestants in this contest. Way to go, gentlemen. Thanks. Yep, thank you. All right. Now, if I miss anything, Brendan, let me know. Are we up to our now audience favorite?
We are.
All right.
That was hard.
Scott.
Scott Gosey?
Scott Gosey, the one and only.
Scott Gosey, the audience favorite. Congratulations, Scott. And what does Scott get as the winner of the audience favorite?
He gets a gift card to Punch Bowl Social to take us all out to go bowling.
All right, bowling on Scott. Resources. Scott, are you making a profit yet?
Yes.
Oh,
barely.
Huh? Well, enough for bowling, right?
Yeah, enough for bowling.
Okay, good. So we can take us all bowling. So let's give a round of applause again to all of our pitchers this evening. And thank you very much to Ton Tran, Bizdom, R2V, everyone else who invited me to here to be your MC. It certainly has been a pleasure. Thank you very much. Again, Andrew Humphrey, WDIV, at AndrewLocal4 if you follow me on Twitter. And of course, please watch me on Channel 4. Thank you once again. What we have left here for the conclusion is we still have more minutes of more networking time to meet with the folks who competed earlier today, including folks who are in the rapid fire round of those 100-second pitches. I see many of them are still here. Please go up and talk to them and exchange phone numbers and any ideas that you might have. Our ongoing sponsors also include Start Garden. Let's give a round of applause to them. The Mid-Michigan Innovation Center. Let's give them a round of applause. Kidpreneur. And last but not least, Commercial Progression. Thanks again to our judges. Thanks a lot to our presenters. Brendan, have I missed anything?
Thanks to the audience. Yes.
Thank you very much to the audience members. Give yourselves a hand. Tom, have I missed anything?
Basically, thanks for coming out. For those who did the 100-second pitch, you're able to, if you want to do a 5-minute pitch, we have monthly meetups. So if you really want to pitch a 5-minute, just come sign up or talk to one of us here. And then in addition, appreciate it. Appreciate you all coming out. And our next meeting will be on
January 7th.
Yep, January 7th at Tech Town.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Tom. Once again, I'm Andrew Humphrey. Tech Town with Andrew Humphrey. Thank you again. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Thank you. Thanks so much.